Good evening, everybody. I am Theriton. This is Ice Peak Gaming, and welcome to our first stream of 2023. We have SatisFactory on the queue for you tonight, and what a project we have ahead of us. At this point in the game, we're currently trying to complete Phase 3 of the space elevator. And one of those things that we haven't automated yet is automated wire. What you're seeing on the screen ahead of you right now is what I plan to try to build into the most recent, newest factory that we'll be starting in on tonight. And it's going to be pretty beefy. We're going to need a total of 1,400 copper ore, plus a little bit of coal and iron. And all told, it's going to end up being 50 smelters just to make the ingots for this thing. And then we're going to need the foundries and the constructors and the assemblers and everything else from on there. So this is going to be a big one. Probably be a nice tall tower, and it's just going to make the automated wire. And that's just a subcomponent of what we need for those 100 adaptive control units you see up in the corner. But before we get too far into that, we've made some progress here on the factory since the last time we streamed before Christmas. We've had Jactress add a few things like signage, and we've updated the default swatch here, so it's no longer the basic fix-it orange. It's now a green that I use much more often in many of my playthroughs as kind of marking my own items. So it's not orange everywhere. The space elevator has moved to a dedicated location in among the highway system, leaving us some open space on the other side of this Tier 1 factory building. Over here. At some point, we're probably going to need to clear out the kind of hand-making parts area, but not yet. For now, we have other things in mind. So that giant tall building in front of you there is the Fixmas factory, doing all the Christmas items. I slowly started moving a couple of the catwalks inside before I realized that wasn't really worth the time. I might finish it later just to clean up the look. Then again, I might also enclose a whole bunch of those lifts just to clean up the look, but we'll see. In our hub area here, after we pass some more handy-dandy signs to show us the way around. Well, no more Fixmas. We are done spending time on Fixmas things, and HR is right concurring with that. We have unlocked a few new things in the MAM. We have finished our alien organisms tree, so we can now use the object scanner to find hostile creatures, and we have a few options for inhalers. I don't think there's been any change in the Caterium tree. In the Mycelia tree, we have finished other versions of inhalers, and we have the ability to use parachutes now. So the only thing remaining on that is fabric, which we need some of the polymer resin for. In the nutrients tree, I finally grabbed some pale berries. So why don't we go finish off nutritional processor in just a moment. In the quartz tree, we've pushed our way down a little bit. We now have the Explorer off-road buggies. We have radio signal scanning, so we can use the object scanner to pick up hard drives. And we have radar towers. And I've actually built 4 radar towers at the major locations that we're going to stop by and visit as we tour through the factory here at the start of this tonight. In sulfur, I haven't done very much, but I did push us past the smokeless powder, so we can now see what lies ahead of us here. And I should really get that expanded toolbox soon too. We can now get explosive rebar, cluster nobelisks, what looks like nuclear nobelisks. We can get the rifle, and we get turbo rifle ammo. And all of that promises even more inventory space when we can unlock one of these nodes to get to it. Our elevator progress here, we have now finished everything in tiers 5 and 6. So that does mean that we have the jetpack, and it does mean that we have the gas mask as well. So we can start to get all of those things that were previously blocked off from us in poison areas. So we have 4 major areas here that we're looking at tonight. So this is our plaza, and you can see that we've got a couple of new buildings here. So this was our tier 1 components factory that we had before, and we've improved the signage so that now you know what is where. Oh, and we have our cute little factory cart. Which is super cute. And by the way, does not outrun automated tractors. And we have Jactress joining us tonight. We already have Zandal in the game. So we have our Steel Shapes warehouse, which we had before. Over here, the completed building over on this side now is where the versatile frames space elevator part was. And we are also overproducing and therefore stockpiling modular frames and reinforced plates here. Just a really simple storage spot here. I should probably put some signs on those bins. On the other side of our factory here, this building that has the radar tower on top of it is something that Zandal has been after me about for a while now, and that is an area where we are going to have motors in production. So while I do not yet have the signs on the doors, we have motors and modular engines, which was the second space elevator part in that. And I believe Jactress has just loaded in. So let's go and start by visiting Jactress. So we'll just run down over here, where we have hooked up the hypertube to Jactress's area. Interesting. Not quite sure what was going on there. Last I saw Jactress's character, she was logged out safely at her place. So let's go and take a look here. So Jactress has been extending our highway system out. It's not yet reached out all the way, so we're not going to try to drive that. But we do have a handy container where we can drop any requested materials in, and then a hypertube. Now, a hypertube is going to take us past the area where Zandal works. So we will come for a visit. Let him know. Zandal is not in voice with us tonight, but he is in the game. So you can already see that radar tower is one of the first things that loads in there. It's huge, it's tall. Now, it looks like Zandal does not like the green and is restoring it back to the orange. So you can see that he's still in the middle of construction here. He did have 4 oil nodes hooked up in this area and was producing quite a bit of rubber and plastic, but I believe he was intending to overhaul it all, and it looks like he does not want us to join to go up there and look closer. So let's just keep going on to Jagtress's outpost here. Jagtress has set herself up by a couple of the quartz nodes, and she is the source of all things quartz, which means she is the source of all of our silica and all of the crushed quartz that we use for the signs and crystal oscillators for the billboards. So very, very glad she took it on herself to make this little outpost all the way out here. And having the hypertube that she made out there has made transit back and forth much, much easier. Now, she was offline when I added a radar tower up above her area. And we'll take a look at the main map in a minute or two. So she probably logged in and saw herself right next to a set of stairs to the sky. Oh, I think you can just see the radar tower over there. But we're gonna hop in and see what we can do here. Now, Jagtress, are you able to hear us?
I am indeed.
And there we go. So we are in the hypertube, almost at your outpost, coming for a little visit and tour. Xandil tells us that he is not ready for visitors. He's still repainting. He does not like the green.
Yep, I'm not a fan of green either. So I will color these particular posts soon.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It just auto-recolored everything when I did the default factory swatch.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to my outpost.
Alright, you want to show us around what you got here?
Yeah, so right behind you is where I build my equipment and any resources that I need right next to it in the craft bench. You will note that there are windows because there are some beautiful little baddies over there. And I didn't want to get murdered by them, so I wanted to be able to see where they were, as well as have some nice coverage from any resident fire.
I mean, that makes sense. You've set yourself
It
up in a
does.
nice little, like, canyon here.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the quartz locations that I am familiar with, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
I have this storage container here because as I build this up to transport the quartz and the silica back to the main base, I'm going to have two lines of resources. One that will go to the main base, and this storage container is receiving from the main base. So if I am working on something and need supplies, there is a little section at main base where you guys can put resources into to send to me here. I can just pull it out of the box and carry on my and over unauthorized hostility. I hear you. Bees. Hear bees. Did they put a bee node underneath?
I hope not.
They did! Wonderful. Okay, 1 second while we take care of this chat. YouTube, you're getting the full gamut.
Oh,
Hi. Oh, that one blew up on me.
I don't have enough space for the hatcher remains.
That's fine. I got it. There we go. So that wasn't there before. But this is my little bit of concrete. Before, I would have to carry a ton of concrete in order to build up this outpost and get everything settled. So I crafted a little bot that would pick up some concrete, and I would just hand bomb it into actual usable concrete. So this is why I have this ramp here.
And now you've got
And
the line to the main base, and we can just send you stacks of it.
exactly. And we have the hypertube, which makes it faster to go to and from the base.
Yep.
And then down this little hallway is where we have my silica and my quartz, because a little bit further beyond are the quartz nodes down there. You see, I've got this whole setup. There was a demon that was sauntering around these two nodes, and that's why I have a always locked door there just in case, and I have all the windows to see if he magically reappears, but because they're operational, I don't think he's going to show up anymore. But just in case, I have a full wall to ensure that it doesn't try to eat us. And over yonder,
Oh, are you just
there.
tapping one of the two nodes right now? You don't actually have a conveyor to the other one? I guess you don't
Not
need it
yet.
right now.
Not yet. Once I connect the conveyor, once I do the highway that I'm working on to come to the outpost, and then we'll be able to have trucks do the automated come to the outpost, pick up the supplies, take it back to main base. Once I've got that set up, then theoretically there will be more production to warrant connecting that node to this line, because right now it's all Mark 1 conveyor belts.
What's
So
this?
because it's already full, I don't currently need to add to it. And then I was trying to not have too much um, glare from the sun on the signs for the storage containers.
Oh, okay.
And because of that, I just put that little bit of roof over top. And also, then I will be able to put the power cords on the ceiling instead of using all of the poles, and I can just have it along the walls and make it look a little nicer. And I will expand this a little bit more because this will be my little base of operation.
So
I
I
do plan.
see a couple of Nobelisk blow-upable rocks here. Do you mind if I blow them up?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I have noticed that they're there. I haven't blown them up yet. Feel free to go ahead. Saw that. Oh, the demon spawned again. He's back.
Where is
And
he?
this is why he is right below you.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Oh, whoops. Nobody saw anything.
Yep.
Ah!
Now, what's down this hallway? There's some bacon. There's like 3 pieces of bacon.
Hey, ugly. Oh, that wasn't close.
I think I see a power slug up there. Oh, you're going to need a gas mask down here.
Oh, really? Ah! Sorry. He fired back, and I didn't see the shot.
Maybe you can go over.
Oh,
Ish.
damn, that scared the crap out of me. I apologize.
That's okay. Yeah, so this is a neat little area in here. There's lots of bacon. There's some slugs on the wall. That usually means there's something else in here. Yeah. Okay. Good talk. Woo. Oh, I see them.
Nice shot.
Got them.
Well done. GG.
Would you like to collect the bits?
Yep.
I don't have a lot of space right now. I was stealing all of your quartz to take back to the base, and I forgot to drop it off before I came out here for the visit.
Yep. Yeah, so that is the primary reason
Actually, I can grab these. I have one spot free because I just used my last obelisk.
Oh.
And now I will totally avoid your closed door. Instead, jetpacking up and over. Okay.
Sure. Okay, and then wall.
Okay. So the next place I have to visit, since Zendel doesn't want me out at his place right now, haven't seen anything that says I'm done painting, come see. Would you like to come with me out to the new oil outpost?
Oh, heck yeah. I'll take a few moments for that. Even though I haven't looked at the radar tower.
So, right, radar towers. So if you hit M, there are now
Oh,
huge
yeah.
areas of the map revealed, including all of the nodes and indications of whether or not we've tapped them. So that is the impact of 4 radar towers. There's one here at your outpost. There's one right over where Zandal is, and if you actually hover over the radar tower, there's some interesting things that it'll show you. It tells you how many slugs and hard drives and things are within that radius.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't tell you exactly where they are.
Yeah.
I did do some exploring, so if you look over kind of northwest, you'll see the little crash icon. That is very, very high up. It needs turbo motors to open, and it's surrounded by like 3 uranium nodes, so don't go up there unless you really want to glow.
North.
It was rather radioactive up there.
Oh, there. Sorry, I was trying to figure out where you.
So you can see
Oh,
where
yeah.
the oil outpost is up in the top, kind of the north of the map. There's a whole bunch of oil nodes over in that area that I haven't tapped. But I'm already making good use of the ones that I have. So if you'd like to come with me in the hypertube back to base, I'll show you and our viewers what I have done with what used to be our hypertube cannon out to the coal plant.
Why is there a random crate on my hypertube? I'll have to fix that later.
I don't know, but it's probably my fault.
It's okay. I have to fix the hypertube whole section and stuff anyway. So don't even worry. Well, you've seen the beginning of what it's going to look like. I'm gonna have the hypertube along the wall, and then I'm gonna have the conveyors along the wall. That way the trucks can go back and forth underneath.
Nice.
Or beside.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, I started it at the main base. And that way I can have nicer turns.
Let's see whether or not Xandal is done painting yet. Well, we can see it in passing. And yes, this was
I
my
love
solution to how to fix it. So you just come out when you hit the door.
I love it. No, that's fantastic. I was going to do something like this, and you've just made it look really good.
And I deviated the conveyor a little bit just to run along the top of it there.
Yeah, no, that's perfect because again, I'm gonna have it attached to the highway, so it's not going to be
Highway can be elevated
necessarily.
or however you want to do it.
But then it ruins your roof.
Eh.
I know, right? Alright, back to Pleasant. You ruined everything.
Turtle.
Hell yeah. Man, I love being a turtle.
Others have called me a meddling kobold.
Fair. I think this is accurate.
We're
Oh
also going to have
yes,
to
we
fix
are going underneath.
the new highway extension that you've been putting in, yes.
Yes, and so you see I've been continuing the aesthetics that you have of the main factory.
Indeed.
So
I am
I'm
going
going
to have to
to...
do that ramp. It's bugging me that you only use the single-sided instead of the double. But I can live with that for now because it's a huge undertaking to make the highway, and getting it all plotted out is a much bigger thing.
Yeah.
So once you arrive here, you can see where...
Go. I came out of the tube. Now I don't know where you are.
Head down
Oh,
towards
hi.
the main plaza. So the empty spot over here is now going to be the automated wiring factory. And I've decided
Aw,
to...
you removed the gift.
Yeah, it despawned or something, I think. And so that is the product flow required to achieve 60 automated wire a minute. And I have to get 60 automated wire a minute to get a mere 4 of the adaptive control unit I need for the space elevator per minute.
Yeah. Takes a long time.
It will, and those adaptive control units are also going to require computers and heavy modular frames.
Yes.
So it's going to be one heck of a skyscraper by the time it's done.
Oh lord.
I'm doing the automated wiring in its own building, but yeah, the one that actually deals with the
Leave my
ACUs is going to be
buggy.
big. So I repurposed the hypertube gun that used to
Oh
just
boy.
fling us over into space.
Yes.
I swear, I have not yet died taking this thing.
Oh god. If I die, I blame you and you have to come get my body. Oh, I'm holding my buggy.
Alright, ready?
Nope. But show me
For
a
some
few bars
reason,
and
that
we'll fake it.
seemed slower than usual. Usually it seems fast enough, and it really just shoots me up.
Are these the streetlights I put in?
Yes, they are. That's odd. It's like the
Nice.
hypertube cannon here didn't work this time. I am very disappointed now. This is supposed to be
I blame
rocketing
Lang.
past. I feel like I have just like absolutely disappointed myself and you and all of our viewers.
Aw.
Because this was a
Right, well,
really fast run every time I've taken it, and now it didn't work. I haven't changed
oh, you've
anything.
extended it.
Now it's going to take
Although
forever.
you and your sacrilege of power poles to all the entrances. Alright, what the heck?
Ugh. Anyway, I think we are now at the highest elevation. So as we come across this top part, you'll be able to see off to the left the compacted coal factory in the wilderness with the map's first train station on its roof. Just a small one, just enough to run it down to where we're headed.
Okay, two things. One, I'm already here at the end,
Okay,
so
so
this is totally on your end. Two,
obviously the hypertube cannon worked for you.
yes. Two, your stream keeps dropping frames massively. It's like consistently loading. I do not know if that is your connection or if we're doing too many things on our side. Just
Interesting.
gonna throw that out there. I also
At
can.
least in my
So,
OBS it's showing dropped frame 0.
okay, maybe it's on my end. Don't worry. Oh, finally here now.
Yep, finally here now. That was weird that it didn't do the hypertube cannon on my end. I'm wondering if you were like standing close enough to it that it turned off one of the hypertube entrances and just like killed the velocity or something. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so this is where I'm currently shipping plastic and rubber and packaged fuel over to the other end. Doesn't look like very much, but nice little building on its own. A packager that I have had to drastically reduce the function speed on because it just eats all my plastic otherwise. And then
Again, where the hell did you go?
okay, I'm back out in the main drag.
Okay, I went the
So
wrong way. Because on
just
my screen you went that way.
there we go. I'm just going to lock the packager building.
I don't want to get wrecked by a truck again.
No, the trucks do not come past the receiving station down there, so you're safe over here.
Excellent.
So the next building here, where you put your power switch to all the highway lights,
Yep.
is our little trickle of plastic and rubber while Zendo reconfigures his area. But I kind of went crazy and sharded everything massively.
Oh lord.
And so it's doing its very best. In fact,
It's very bad. It's a very good boy. Sorry, I had. Oh yeah, you did.
okay. Looks like I may have over-sharded a little there, because now the plastic ones are not able to get rid of anything. I had triple sharded the rubber and only single sharded plastics. No wonder the balance was off. Yoink.
Good
That
job.
should help. So this is currently taking all that heavy oil residue and trying vainly to keep up, accepting in a little bit of overflow fuel from my other station. And then down here is the magic. It is turbo fuel. And I'm still just have to finish off the roof here, but this turbo fuel is running great guns.
Oh.
And if you come around the back of it, you'll see where all of our compacted coal is coming in on a train line over there. And this other little side area is all the generators it's feeding.
Wow, you've been a busy bee.
I have been. It goes all the way over to here.
Good job. This is awesome.
And our power usage now is no longer all over the place. It is rock steady at 6.6 gigawatts.
Damn.
I can probably add a few more generators at this point, and there's actually some spaces down at the end of the rows where I can stick 2 or 3 more in. So that should put us almost to 7 gigawatts of power.
Very nice.
But I am going to be relying on Zandal to get that other refining station up and running, because if I start to make those adaptive control units, they require computers.
Right.
And that means 10 circuit boards, which is 40 plastic, plus another 18 for the computer itself, so like 58 plastic per computer. It's, you know, getting 4 adaptive control units out now, I'm using over, what, 232 plastic a minute? That is beyond what this little station puts out.
So, you know that there are these magical things known as pipe wall holes?
I do not trust them. My experiences with them in earlier updates was that they would just cause tons of sloshing, and you would never
What?
get good flow through them. Yeah. Like your flow would just be spiking all over the place, and it felt like they weren't reliable. And so I have gotten in the habit of not using them, and just literally snapping my pipes through the walls.
But how long ago was this?
I don't know.
I think you should, try again. Have a small test site that doesn't affect anything else. Just see.
Alright, well, if this breaks the entire operation, it's on your head.
What? You can't blame it on me. I said a small test thing, not a giant ass area. Damn.
Alright, when it breaks, I'll let you know.
Nice. Are you just gonna stand here like, please break, so I have her to blame?
No. I'll just wait until the entire factory shuts down, and then I'll be like, oh, Jactress.
Yeah, I'll be like, not my fault!
Nah, it's all good, it's all good. I mean, if you never hear from me, then obviously it means that I'm just quietly off to the side eating crow, because it works.
Alright, cool. So,
would you like to hypertube kind of back?
yes.
Or do you want to ride the choo-choo and go out to the compacted coal factory?
Oh, yeah. Let's see the compacted coal. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know what all is involved in the construction.
It is actually bloody simple. It is sulfur and coal and an assembler. That's it.
No kidding, eh?
Yeah. That's it. That's the base recipe. Now, remember that this is in update 7, and they had overhauled the MAM in update 7 so that the basic compacted coal recipe is actually in the MAM now under the sulfur tree. So there
Right.
may be alternates, and you may be thinking about earlier versions where I think compacted coal was like in a blender or something, and same
Yes.
with turbo fuel. But
Yep.
now it's just assembler and refinery, at least with the recipes they gave us.
Ooh.
Now there's only the one locomotive on here, so I'll let you ride it first, and
Okay.
then I will follow after.
Yeah. I like it. Excited.
It should be coming by any time now.
Yeah, I see him. Oh. Oh. Be over here.
Yep.
Welcome, train overlords. We accept. I am not sacrificing myself to the. Now sitting in.
I don't believe I can ride the same one. Nope.
No, you can't.
Okay.
I mean, technically, you can stand on the back if you want. I just don't know if it's gonna fling you off.
Sounds like fun. Here we go. I'm
Oh boy.
standing on the flatbed. Oh god, I'm gonna get crushed. Nope, I'm just gonna. I am in a clipped-in cage. No, press right mouse button to respawn. In the world of poor choices, this was one.
I am so glad this is being streamed and that they got to see that. I have to go back and get your crate now, don't I?
No, no. I will hypertube gun myself out while you go up to the compacted floor, and then I will join you out there.
I love how you have no pillars to hold this up. They're just blocks in the air.
Yeah, I meant to go back and get the pillars, but it just didn't happen yet.
It just didn't happen.
Yet.
It goes up this. Oh, you found another quartz. Oh, that was cool. Oh, very nice. I like it. This was a short trip.
For some reason, the hypertube cannon is not working for me again. I don't know what it
What
is.
the hell? I
Oh well.
don't know.
I will take my my little visit out here and yeah, slowly heal up in the hypertube while I go.
Okay, so you were doing kill. You did partially on the way back. I see your beams.
Yes, so but once I got over the giant overhang, I just tried to get the lane done.
Right.
And then I never returned back on foot to get underneath it.
That's tactical.
And an interesting note for the viewers, I found the jetpack fluffy tail. It was right out by the coal node. Or
Really?
yeah, it was either the coal or the sulfur node. I think it was the whichever one is to the south. By
Sulfur.
the highway. Yep. So by the sulfur node, there's a kind of a path that leads up into a cave, and that was where, on that path, is where I encountered the jetpack fluffy tail.
Okay.
So I am just passing at high speed on the hypertube. I just passed the compacted coal, which actually has a ladder entrance. I keep looking at it as I hypertube, but I'm holding the forward key as well to try to pick up speed, and so it just stops me because I'm looking the wrong way.
Nice. That's the way to. See, random crate.
Yeah. Oh, why are my trucks stopped? Darn it.
I don't know.
To run up here. I feel like they didn't get enough package fuel through because one of a hiccup or something during a changeover, and so they just didn't run it properly.
I don't think that's true because Jace has previously said on streams that um any of the drones or the trucks or whatever, they're gonna take enough to make a full round trip. So even if it runs out partially through or something, it will still continue to the next truck station anyways, and then get refueled there.
Interesting.
More likely, I know that some of those trucks were having problems with the lights when they take some of the turns. Sometimes they get stuck on the street lights, and I did actually watch one turn blue and ghost through and go to the next node.
You think maybe that's just taking too much of their power and the other one's waiting for it and stuff?
I don't think it's a power thing. I think maybe it just got stuck and didn't know what to do. Oh no, can you not get it? The truck is gonna be coming back.
I can't seem. I will wait until it is in the middle of the cycle to unload, because at that point you cannot access the freight platform, so I should be able to access the crate.
Okay.
I hope.
Yeah, so just a thing to note. If ever you're fighting something close to a resource node, do not die on that resource node, or do not kill the thing, whatever it happens to be attacking you on the resource node, because you won't be able to pick it up.
That's an interesting one to hear. But yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like to have to use the save editor, what is it, SatisFactory calculator or whatever, but I do understand that there are situations where it is useful to be able to clean it up, like cleaning up the death boxes and the like. Especially if for some reason I may perhaps have... There we go. We're just going to kill a couple of items here, because I don't want to leave anything behind. There we go. And now I'm in the locomotive as well, heading on out.
Yep.
So there's your little trick. If you drop something on the train station and you can't pick it up, wait until the freight station is in use by the train, and then because it removes your tooltip access to it, you can get whatever it is you dropped.
Yeah, that worked.
So, did you like the train route? Snaking through here?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And this is what I meant by floating little platforms. What the heck?
Oh yeah, I know. Once I was past this little edge corner, I was working down from the compacted coal factory down towards the refinery, so I was literally standing on the track trying to get the next piece created. So I was working from midair, and it was interesting. Okay, give me just a moment here to get all my gear back on.
Yep.
Okay. Just that. So as you can see, it's if you want to head down on the inside, it's a really simple setup. It's literally just right now. It's 10 assemblers, which can each do 25 a minute, so a maximum throughput of 250. I'm getting 240 each from one pure coal node and I think a regular sulfur, which I've overclocked. So
Hmm.
I'm getting 240 and 240. But the currently the machines at the oil outpost are not using anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of leeway still to make more turbo fuel. Um, right now, what I needed to do was get more materials from base before I expanded that, and honestly, I felt like I should probably get things like computers and heavy modular frames automated first because I need them both for the fuel generators.
Yeah.
So I may as well just bite the bullet and get things going there before spending more time on gas. So you can see my
Yeah.
initial access down to this area,
Yeah.
just in case you're lost in the wilderness and you need to get back up to the highway.
No, that's actually perfect. I have places in my solo factory that getting back up to the main area was interesting.
Yeah, so if you look across directly across from here, you can just see that kind of different colored strip. I believe that's where the entry to a cave system is. And on that ramp that leads into it is where I found the fluffy tail with the jetpack.
Really, where the bacon is?
Uh, beyond it, just kind of the horizon on the other side.
Okay.
So if you cross here, you can probably
Mm-hmm.
see it a little bit more easily. There's kind of a ramp that moves across this cliff here. You see the ramp on the kind of the horizon on the other side across the river.
Yeah.
That's where I found it.
Okay.
I hear things.
Um. Yeah, there's a spider right
Yeah.
now. Now is not the time to lag. I think I'm going to DC again.
Got it.
Thank you. And there it goes.
Well, you didn't die.
I'm telling you, Windows, man,
If you have
whatever
any,
that.
yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry, if you have any Nautilus charges, I noticed there's a couple of blow upable boulders over here. I was wondering if we could drop one in the center of it and blow them. I've used up all of
Yep.
mine.
Yep. I can do that when I get back in.
I don't think I have the materials I need for it, do I? No. But I guess I could just grab them. It's mostly just black powder, right? Equipment workshop too. Yep, okay. I can just make...
I'm
I have so
just
many steel pipes
looking,
on me, I can just make more pipe bombs as needed.
trying to understand what. I think my video card is dying or something. Oh no.
Oh no. do we have underneath here? If this ends up being
Well,
uranium or
because we
something, I'm
were.
going to be really annoyed with myself.
He blew up the room. Oh, there's another spider. Good.
Oh, great. Got him. What did I get? Did I just, like, blow a hole? Apparently I did. Interesting. You might want to stand clear.
Oh.
There was nothing interesting underneath there. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
heck. Alright.
You want to get out of here before my spiders respawn?
Yep. I'd like not to die. Oh, wait. I got it.
Alright. I'll wait for the next one.
I'm sorry.
No, no.
I was like, let me out. It just happened to be right there. I was like, I'm gonna jump for it.
I would not have made it, so more power to you.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that pretty water that you passed by.
Pardon me?
There's a pretty waterfall.
Yes.
Alright, so. We have landed. Yeah. Hang on. So it should be coming soon. I will go back to my little hut. Unless there is something else you want me to see. Because I don't think Xandal is done yet.
Sorry? You don't think
I said
Xander's
painting.
Oh.
So, I'm just gonna head towards the highway. And I'll go back to main base.
Okay.
Whee! Oh yeah, she works just fine.
Jane should be back soon.
Rocket speed!
Yep, I can see you moving along there. Or at least I can see you on the compass and you're just zipped by.
Yeah.
I believe my answer to those two trucks on the highway is I'll get them later when I'm not on stream, because I'll have to manually drive out there to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
I think though that if we put the streetlights on the segment of the highway that heads out towards your area, instead of putting pairs that are right on the outside of the walking area, maybe put singles that are on the center line and alternate which side they shine on. Because that way it gives them the extra half foundation width that's clear. If you know what I mean?
You
know where I have this power poles going up the center?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I'm just thinking about.
And we can actually just replace the power poles with
wait. Let me think for a second. I think because I was going to have the hypertube and the conveyor belt going along the side, it will give me a lot more space in the center to be able to put up the lights without it impeding.
Okay.
Because I'm also, like, I would be putting, if I'm using a wall for the conveyor belt and the hypertube, then what I would be doing is putting the wall port for the power. Therefore, they're not going to be directly in the center, which will give me that whole center block to put streetlights closer to the center and still have two, but in like more in that like 2 pixel, I don't know what to call it, area where the power poles go currently in the factory.
Okay, yeah, I definitely don't know what's going on here because I went to like full speed through the hypertube cannon part, and then as soon as I entered the main tube, I'm back to regular. So, I don't know what's going on. So it's going to be a slow trip back.
Weird.
Yeah, very weird. Especially since when I wasn't streaming it, when I was by myself on here, it was working fine, so.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just something about having a
The
certain number of
connection.
people connected or server updates or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll still get there. At least we know that we have steady power. And after it's needed, I can go down and get more materials. Now, is there any way that I could just like... No, I can't destroy the hypertube while I'm within it just to take a shortcut out.
No, unfortunately.
Dismantle it while you're moving at speed.
Yeah, best of luck.
That would be a great way to use the mass dismantle. If you could.
I mean,
just like
yeah.
hypertube gun yourself down, F, and then just mass dismantle on the way.
I have to pay respects.
I find it really neat how you can see your stuff from far away as you're moving through, and you just see your impact on the landscape over time as you realize you can see more and more human structures around.
Yeah.
Of course, that's assuming you are actually human, because you never do see underneath the Pioneer's helmet.
Yeah.
I would say that everything else is far too familiar to our Homo sapien tool use to be anything but.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's been almost an hour now, but we have done a tour of our factory. Thank you for coming along and providing your insight and witnessing the hilarity.
Oh, heck yeah.
I am actually recording this tonight with the intent to post it to YouTube, so you can be sure that such fails as going inside the freight car and not dying until the train started to move will probably get clipped.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because for a little while there, I was in a wonderful transparent cage, and that would have been awesome if I could just provide it that way.
Yeah.
Now, I had intended to drop off a whole bunch of these crushed quartz crystals, and I'm looking around at the hub. Just checking on a couple of things.
Oh.
Okay. Let's drop off the crushed quartz so I actually have enough space for everything else. I can use these. I can't use those right now. Okay, so it's time to begin our mission here. So if I need 60 motors a minute, or automated wiring, I need assemblers, and they produce at 2.5 per minute.
Hmm.
Which means I need 24 assemblers to produce the final product.
Right.
If I remember right, in an 8x8 area, I was previously able to get about 10. Which means 2.5 stories just for assemblers. I think this building is getting a little bigger.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? This building is going to push out to be 10 by 10. Because even if that means that I can get 12 assemblers on a floor, it means I need 2 floors instead of 2.5. Missing iron plates. Right, I need to stock up on my basic materials before I do this. But I may as well also add 24 assemblers to my to-do list. Shows me I'm going to need a whole bunch of rotors and reinforced iron plates. Now I don't
Okay, that
actually
is
have
the most scuffed way I've done that.
Rotors stockpiled anywhere. But I do have motors in production, and they've been stockpiling, which should mean that I can then just grab the motor or the rotors that are subsidiary to that, right?
Yeah, you should
Because if the motors are backed up, then that means their subcomponents should also be backed up.
probably.
I do, however, have reinforced iron plates here. Kinda super disappointed that I wasn't able to show off the hypertube gun on screen. Oh well. It'll work another day.
Yes.
Perhaps I need to paint it red so it goes faster.
That actually sounds like a sound idea.
Yeah, motors are definitely stockpiled here right now. So I should just be able to, haha, grab 100 rotors. Yeah, maybe 200 rotors. There we go. Ah, I see. I am going to have to fix those trucks sooner rather than later because this factory requires rubber and it's not getting it.
Not getting it?
No, because it was currently trickling in from the outpost and the 2 trucks from the outpost are stalled. So,
Well,
okay, so this truck stop is apparently empty on packaged fuel. There should still be a whole bunch stockpiled here.
mhm.
Top off my own, and then, oh, by the way, this truck stop is positioned over a poison vent, so you don't want to spend too
Nice.
long running around in it on foot. The warehouse side of it is safe. What I have noticed is that oddly, sometimes in midair, you get these points where it's like you've hit something invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if, like, the tractors have hit
Is
an
it?
invisible wall, and that's why they
Yeah.
basically spent all their fuel for the front one.
Possible.
Which is unfortunate, but it's really, really hard to replicate.
Yeah.
I do love my little explorer buggy.
Man,
What?
this is incredibly frustrating.
Are you working on the highway, or what are you working on right now?
Yes. Yes, I
Oh,
am.
okay. Okay.
And it
I know
just
there's something up here. Why is there a random crate
irritating. Yeah.
with
Oh,
one cable in it?
one cable?
One
That's funny.
cable. As you can see, I have not yet managed to, or bothered to run things all the way for the railings along the highway.
Oh, yeah, that's... I keep getting lost. Because...
I hopped into it, and the other truck instantly rammed me out of the way.
That's funny.
It's like, oh, there's nothing automated in my way. Kaboom! And now it is going to try to find its way back to path. This is going to be hilarious to watch because it's off the highway.
Yeah.
It's just going to ghost pretty soon. It just has to figure out that it needs to.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to head over to my buggy on foot before the other truck makes it down and back and bumps it off the side of the highway.
Sounds like a
Whoa. The other truck came careering around the corner just as I got up there.
nice. To the hut.
Since I'm up here.
Or, well, to the walkway hut anyway. So I can continue my highway of doom.
Since I'm up here, I am going to continue safety rails. Not feeling it tonight. Hooked up more power and a plastic and rubber trickle.
Alright then.
And before I could finish my response, he's gone. Alright then. I have a feeling that he was getting very frustrated at having the default swatch green. I don't know, I just could not stand the yellow anymore.
Yeah,
That
that
kind of
makes
yellowy
sense.
orange just...
Oh, I agree. I don't like the orange either.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that you can't set a default swatch per player. But it seems like the
Yeah.
default swatch set by the game host applies to everything.
Yeah.
Though, if you try to change the swatch on your side, can you?
If I...
Can you edit the
Okay.
default swatch?
Yeah, except it's gonna be a different color.
Yeah, that's okay. I know that I was using 121 and then 1 and I think it was like 0.3. So I can set it back after.
Yeah, it is 0.3. Yeah. Do this.
There was a time when I played Space Engineers that the color that I always used, which people accused me of like melting eyeballs, was 121, 1, and 1. And that results in a very, very bright, like almost neon, blindingly reflective green. Which, considering my point in Space Engineers was, oh, yeah, that applied to everything.
See?
Yep. My point in time in choosing it in Space Engineers was to find a color that would let me find my structures in the black vastness of space more easily. Having an eye-melting green was great. Not so much for the people that I was in faction with, who had to live with seeing it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that was cool. So I turned it all back.
Thank you.
You can save color presets. I think that the saved color presets only apply to the player. I don't know if it applies for everyone. So what I mean is, if you open up the customizer and you click edit, if you click load preset, can you see Thor's screen?
I will find in a moment. Just need to make sure I'm not standing in the poison zone.
Yep.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, so it does save across.
Yep.
Okay. I did not realize that was a thing. Perfect. That means I can like save my purple or whatever, and Xandil can save his.
Yeah, and you can just have a swatch and just paint.
Exactly.
And you can actually map the swatch to a position on your hotbar, can't you?
You know, I'm.
So, also, you do know that you have 10 hotbars, right?
Yes.
And you can just use Alt and the mouse wheel to change between them.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know you could save a SWAT to the hotbar. I don't know how to do that.
Same as you would with any other building. Hover over the swatch and then press the number key and it'll go in that slot.
Oh, very cool.
Okay.
Very cool indeed.
Alright. So we're back at the main factory. The trucks should be running. Yep. That's train. One of the tractors is... Oh, the one that I didn't refuel is now out of fuel. I have to make this run again. Now, I still have lots of package fuel. Yeah? Yeah.
Very cool.
So I'm going to head back out there and try to fix it, but I have to remember not to hop in the vehicle. I just need to open the workbench and deposit fuel.
Yeah.
Because when I hopped in the workbench, or hopped in the vehicle of the other one by accident last time, that's when the one behind it just went, okay, there's no automated vehicle there, and rammed me off into oblivion. Automated
That's funny.
tractor up the butt.
Yeah.
They call it the sugar cube because it's big and because it's cute and square, but
Oh my.
sugar ain't supposed to go there.
Yeah, no, that's unfun. Yeah, I figure since
accelerated hypertube cannons come out all this way.
Yes.
Of course, the autosave hits at the weirdest points.
I'm still.
There we go. once again, since I'm out here, I will put a tiny bit of extra effort into extending the level of completeness of the highway. Now, should I go out to the oil outpost, or should I, and check on things there, make sure that it's actually, yeah, probably need to make sure that the plastic's actually producing correctly, or that'll be the bottleneck in packaged fuel that keeps hitting.
If
Fortunately, I had to do this little chicane here. These things just didn't line up nicely otherwise. And that's the upper fuel plant, which is great guns to supply overflow gas to the lower one. I haven't mapped it out, but it is far overproducing fuel for what its 6 fuel generators there need. And so all the extra fuel that it's making is being taken down and turned into turbo fuel for the big array.
right.
I do wish I could cut down these purple mushroom things. Sometimes
I
they just
agree.
get in the way. Or like Nobelisk them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, does this have... Apparently this does not have fuel right now, so... Let's figure out what's going on. Obviously you're not getting plastic. Now, why aren't you getting plastic?
Excellent. Lucky.
Hello, Keela. Welcome. Nice to have you hopping into the stream here.
We missed your face.
Okay, so 45, 90, 135, 68.75, 169.5, 172, 202.5 fuel per minute is what this requires.
My
And this thing is putting out 100, so I need 102.5
Uh-oh.
as a maximum here.
Sergeant drifting. It's the only explanation.
Huh? Oh.
He's-
I don't know why Jackie sounds like she's echoing. She isn't to me. Maybe if I... Is she coming in really loud?
Oops.
I will turn my Discord audio capture down a couple of decibels. How's that?
It's me, Mario.
Oh.
When am I not loud and echoey? Let's be real here. I didn't want to... No.
There we go. It will choke off the maximum rate of fuel that can come through there, which means the rest should come through here.
You know it's true. The when am I not loud echoey.
Is it any better?
I know it wasn't a deliberate whack my hand by mistake.
It's better. Starve it by exactly 2.5 cubic meters a minute, which should be not enough to really impact the turbo fuel production rate, but enough to keep this machine able to run almost all the time. That is, assuming that these things are actually running at 100% efficiency. That's 100%. Oh, 79%. Okay, I am overproducing turbo fuel, so I need to further restrict the fuel flow. Or add more fuel generators. But that's a big undertaking.
Uh-oh. Not again.
So I'm just going to cut this all the way down to 50. Let's see if that starts to help. The idea here is that right now this particular refinery, unless it's running all the time, the heavy oil residue is blocking up the plastic and rubber feeds. And I need that plastic so that it can make packaged fuel to continue taking products to the rest of it. And right now it's all blocked up and nowhere to go. Now it's going. Yeah, it's better.
I did. Why? Alright, we're gonna try this one more time. Try DC again. Colin.
What's going on? Oh, is the screen dead for anyone else? I don't know. It's not dead for me. Injectress is back.
Well, I'm coming back, but the stream did die for me too. So it's not just me. Crazy.
checking whether or not on my own side it shows me offline. Interesting. Okay, I will find out in just a second here.
Yeah, I just told her actually because she sent me.
Okay, well, I can. If you're in the game, then it should be able to auto recover, but I'm just going to stop the stream and start it up again. And we are back. Alright.
Yep, you seem to be shy.
So, sorry for that little interruption there. And Audrey Colley, thank you for the follow.
Azure. I'm assuming this is the end. I think they are.
So, it looks like our little correction on the fuel flows has fixed our plastic production problem, because now we have lots of plastic going through, and we can see packaged fuel containers coming out, which means our truck shouldn't be stalling anymore.
Excellent.
Looks like I may have choked it down a little too much, but we'll see. Highest point in the pipe should be about over here. That's still a very full pipe. Let's go to the very end of this pipe and see if the rate has decreased at all by the end of it. No, okay. If there's any flow rate issue, it is certainly not big enough to really be a concern. As I say before my impending doom.
Of course.
And yes, this is a horrible arrangement of pipes here because, well, I didn't trust the pipe wall holes, so...
It's true. He's a chicken.
I've had bad experiences with him in the past.
Just a hole. You'll be fine. I just had a very cool idea. Lol. I'm trying to figure out a nice way. Wow. The shots fired.
Well, okay, yeah, there's not much I can say to argue that point. I mean, there's validity there. Okay, so let's add that.
Naturally.
It's a little clippy. Not as bad as it could be, though. There. A couple of pipe wall holes. Clean up the piping. You happier now?
Yes.
I suppose the next thing I'm gonna have to do is like clear it up above here, and then clear this one to like there. Because if I'm gonna clean it up, I may as well clean it up all the way, right? Except that's going to be really bad. That's going to just like clip entirely through everything. Okay. What are we talking about? There's an easy solution to this. And it's known as make that pipe a higher level than the other one. It should definitely have the head pressure to get through there. That can just go across. It's better. Pipeline wall support up by 1. That gets rid of most of the clipping there. And I am just obliterating fuel stocks in these pipes as I wipe them out. Oh well. My generator system is resilient enough, right?
Absolutely.
If it's not, we'll find out. But now that's not clipping on each other, so that's a plus. Now I don't have to dodge around pipes to try to get in and out of that entry.
Yeah.
The last thing it means is that I can do
You Goomba. So.
that. Now I have a full ramp on both sides.
Good.
This sounds like Jet has grievously injured himself again in the background.
He.
How is that you told me that time in SE is not OSHA compliant? You should see the highway. It started out safe and the contractors just didn't finish installing the railings.
Oh my.
It's unfortunate. Okay. This still has so much fuel backed up that it's fine. And this is probably perfectly happy now. Yep. Lots of plastic going out, which means if I check next door, I should see lots of packaged fuel. Oh, I don't want to get in the way of that. Yes. Packaged fuel ready to go into the trucks, and we have other material that is flowing up and in. It's now actually taking things out, so other side should be fine.
Green.
Pop down the Explorer, and let's see if the hypertube cannon actually works to launch me this time. Going fast, and inexplicably it slows down there. When I tested this before, and when Jactress used it, it went really fast. Now it's going not fast. I'm very disappointed. I might have to restart the game for it to work, but I don't know. Not sure why it's doing it.
Yeah, that is weird.
I mean, I'm slowly picking up speed as I go across straight areas, which is interesting. Now, I'm not sure if you joined us late enough to actually see the infrastructure that was out there, but that was our kind of little oil outpost, just meant to supply us with a trickle of material while Xandal was redoing his big outpost, or his big refinery base. And out there in the wilderness, you can just see the compacted coal factory and train line that is bringing that down so I can make turbo fuel, which is far more efficient for my fuel generators. Yep. I did not yet completely finish the veiling up all the way along the highway. It is long, and it takes a long time. It's one of those projects where every time I have to go up and rescue a truck or fix something on the highway, I add another 20, 30 foundation lengths of railing. Eventually, in theory, it will all be done. Maybe on one of the nights when I'm really bored, I'll just go run along the whole highway and do it. But that's a good thing to do when I'm not on stream. It's not terribly exciting. That's our main factory plaza right there. Okay, we're back. Now I can actually do the thing that I was going to do right from the beginning. When I realized that this whole place was just not functioning right. Now. Okay, good. Those are going through. Because it's backed up, those are getting synced. Yeah, they definitely could use more windows. I need to do some work on cleaning up the exteriors of them. This one, for example, this was our original Tier 1 factory, and we put it in before we put in a lot of the base foundations. So I'll probably have to reroute these first vertical conveyors, and then maybe just enclose that whole side of it. Add some more visual appeal to it from a distance so they're not just big green boxes. But these boxes are what's creating a final product on the ground floor. In this case, this one's making smart plating, I believe, which is a space elevator part. And over here is where I now must start automated wires.
Drat. Why do I do this to myself?
Sandal's not here to tell me that he's not ready for visitors, and I have not yet seen what he has done to that oil outpost. So in the last, 10, 15 minutes here, let's take a look. I see a I see a trickle of plastic and rubber coming in from it.
Oh, yes. I mentioned that earlier. The spacing didn't work, so he will fix that.
In Stream Elements where I set it up, in the dashboard it all looks nice, but I have to look for whatever markup they use in order to actually force it to do a hard return. I've got 3 different messages set up on timers in there, and right now they're all kind of a little bit muddled, but it's the first time I've been tried to set up and use them, so let's see. What the heck is going on here? Oh, this is the highway. Okay, that's what the heck's going on there.
Yes, sorry, I was trying to find a way to integrate the highway without making the house look weird. So the hypertubes are still going to go into the house, but the vehicles are going to go up and around. And
Okay.
I just didn't want to stop the walkway and stuff. And I'm also going to have the one side will be any of the stuff going to the main base, and the other conveyor on the other side of the house go out towards Jeggy's hut.
Right.
I was trying to integrate with what you had already started.
Alright. Yeah, it's I gotta say this about Xandal, he knows how to build big. Really big. Oh, I see he has started putting in water extractors here. And it looks like he has
a good one.
Alright. So I see that Xandal has started putting in some water extractors here, and it looks like he's color-coded all of the pipes. And there's something going on out here. This looks like a giant... Oh, wait. Xandal, are you doing what I think you're doing? Oh,
I do.
Are. Do you remember that other factory he showed you from before? He built a giant, basically, storage tank. I think this is the start of one of those.
The hell did he? I still don't understand how to do night curve. Yep, that's what I said.
On a certain... I think you start, like, on the outside, where you can curve it, a few degrees, and then you cast each of those inwards. And as you get closer in, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So I'll illustrate here. So if you have a foundation and you put it on top of an existing block, you can hold control and using the mouse wheel do small ones, right?
Yep.
Let me just do one in a random spot away from the hatchers. So we'll do one, say, here. So I'm just going to... So the first one I'm just going to cast in like that. Right?
Okay.
The next one... You have to do it on top. Because if you do it beside it, when you hold control, it will just snap. It just snaps by like 45 degrees. But if you have it on top, then it goes by much smaller increments.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you go one increment off, build it. And then the next one, I believe you go, for example, 2 increments off. And it wants to zero. But now you can see how if you cast those forward, you start to get that curved inner edge. You have to be able to like offset them to the outside. So it's a real task, and I know he's doing this by hand. He's not using SatisFactory calculator on the save because he doesn't have the save.
Right. Right.
So he's doing that by hand and getting it lined up that perfectly. So he's practiced on this just a few times.
Apparently.
But, you know, if you wanted to, what you could do is you start snapping to the outside of it, and everywhere as you moved around would start to expand the circle. It's labor intensive, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like this one might be not operational. Oh, I don't understand why he uses the ramps instead of the stairs. So much around and around and around. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we have a water line all the way along here. These are apparently producing fuel and polymer resin. But if he just runs all these straight to fuel fuel generators, all this fuel, it'll use it, but and that's exactly what he's doing. But as I've discovered, we can do turbo fuel and literally run more than twice the number of generators off of the same input of fuel. So right now only a few of his refineries are working because he doesn't have enough to eat all the fuel that he's making.
Right. Right.
And so it's becoming output locked. You know, there's a lot of work that's going into this, so it's great that it's getting done. So we have 8 fuel generators here. That's what we're using up 12 each, so that's 80. He's burning 96 fuel a minute. I think that's like 2 refineries worth. Yeah, each refinery is producing 40, so he's doing like 2 1/4 refineries.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's doing rubber. Okay, so this one is doing plastic. Now, how is he managing? Oh, because that's where he starts the second fuel line, right? Is that what's going on? which is why he's actually getting some polymer out of this one. Just trying to think if there is a better way that we could help, like, sink the fuel. If he's producing plastic here, the plastic can go into a packager. The packager can make packaged fuel, and the packaged fuel can go into the sink. And that will use up the fuel, which lets you produce more plastic. So, he is going to absolutely hate me for doing this, but his factory needs to work. And he can tear it down later. Okay, so we need an awesome sink. And we need a packager. Now, make a smart splitter. Didn't like it on that side. Mark 2 goes up there. Smart splitter. The left gets all of your plastic. Center gets overflow. Alright.
Yeah.
Now.
Cute.
Yes. We need to run a pipeline out here. And oh look, you gave us a convenient junction point from which I can run an ugly green pipe. And he's going to be able to tell exactly what has been added here, because all of my stuff that I've built will be green, and he has specifically painted everything else. Now,
Oh yeah, he is definitely going.
he is going to murder me, but this is going to work. Now, where's a power line that I can hook this up to? Power line? Power line. And you're making packaged fuel. Oh, right. I need to do one thing before I do that. I need to run a constructor to actually make the empty bins. There we go. And the conveyor belt goes from here to the constructor, and then the constructor to the packager. And you make empty canisters. There you go. And now this will consume fuel to fill the packages. And in doing so, will free up the fuel lock that is paralyzing all of these. And we'll start to get more polymer resin out. Because this is drawing off the same one that was already getting some over to the fuel generator, so this should pick up production. And I'm only stealing plastic from this first machine, so all the others should be able to go over to the central plaza. There we go. You know, our plastic production is already exceeding the amount of empty canisters that this thing can deal with. Okay, let's just get this back 60. Good enough. It'll still consume another 40 fuel per minute, which is the equivalent of putting down another 3.5 fuel generators.
Yeah.
So now this one is running. This should be running. Yes, this one's now running too. Not all the time, but a bit. We'll see what this goes up to. If I had any shards on me, I'd probably shard the packager up. Or maybe just shard the... yeah, shard the packager up and then start sharding the generators just to use more. But anyway.
Yeah.
At least in this case, we're getting some... Maybe I will make a second packager and then I can just run them both.
Man.
Steal some. Because there's no way that the output from these things is going to exceed 120 a minute.
Yeah.
And hey look, now I have 32 steel beams. Whoa, almost fell down a hole. So now we get our other packager going. Merger on there. Build this to our handy dandy power pole. That'll connect there. This one will go down to our power pole down below. not worrying about being very neat with this right now. And it obviously shows. This is spaghetti.
Yeah.
My apologies to everybody who is going to be offended by this, but sometimes spaghetti just works. There we go. And as rubber is now re-entered and we're doing package fuel, we're getting more coupons again. Oh, did I extend the fuel line? I totally did not extend the fuel line yet, did I? I did not. Random junction. Noodle that in. Should be good. Yep, and I can already see that this is now starting to work a little bit. And I am concerned about one thing. This one will make a maximum of 20 plastic a minute. And I think that can use 30. Which means where I actually need to smart splitter it here instead of over there.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. No. Belt 2. Go. New belt 2. There we go. Now, anything that comes out of here will help. But I have a feeling I'm going to kickstart that a little bit, so he will be horribly bad. Flush a bunch of fuel. Which, oddly enough, did not seem to do much. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Whoosh. There we go. Now, everything can work for a minute or two. There we go. That should kick things into better gear. Once that's working at full capacity, then we'll get better results in packagers, which should keep everything moving a little bit more. Huh. Looks like we're getting some rubber out of it too.
Bad. B.
Okay. Yep, there we go. getting more plastic in than it's using, and that's the sign that we're looking for. I do wish I had a shard. Oh well. My expectation is that Xandal is going to be annoyed at me for doing this.
Yep. 100% will be.
Yep. But he left early. So, yeah. The other thing is that if I can keep those, if those two refineries still go full bore, that's 40 plastic a minute. And the constructor can only use 30, which means 10 of it still overflows onto the main line.
Yeah.
But I hate it when things become fluid locked. It's just a waste of production capacity. And so you have here, as I'm going to end the stream in just a minute, my final spaghetti of the night, just tossing in a sink and a couple of packagers just to burn some extra fuel materials and keep this little outpost that Xandal's been working on actually producing. Because I need that rubber, and I'm going to need plastic.
Yep, makes sense.
Once he gets enough consumption to use the output of this place without having to just sink it. But till then, it is what it is. Wondering, is that 6 polymer resin? Some ingredients there. I'm vaguely wondering whether or not I can just turn one of these into plastic.
Good question.
I think I can. And just run it over to boost it. But I think that one's fuel locked again, so it's not going to do terribly much. We'll see. At the very least, it'll help get the constructor full up on plastic, which will cascade over into the packagers.
Yeah.
Alright, on that note, having done things I probably shouldn't have, I will now call it a night here. So thank you for everyone for having joined us. It has been great. Jag, it's incredible to see the progress you're making on getting this huge highway all the way out.
Yeah.
I am probably just going to add a little personal staircase up to it from where the hypertube shed is.
Yep, that's fine. I should be good to do that. Yes.
Yep. And yeah, so in a forest of orange, the green has made a reappearance. And
You put it back to orange. That's
yeah, if you look at the stream right now, he has been deliberately repainting it all orange. Back to like the fix-it default.
wow.
Anyway, so that's what we've got right now. If there was a better way that I could think of to burn the fuel, I'd probably be doing it. Just to get the solid products out. I'm going to have to find a way to integrate those solid products into the factory flows, but that's another problem for later. I'm wondering if it should be a truck run, or another drop-off, or kind of how to handle things.
Yeah.
But that's a problem for another time. So, thank you everyone once again for joining us. I am Theriton, and this is Ice Peak Gaming, and we are signing off for the night.
Good night.